Norse, they created the world called what? Jewish system. Do you understand? And the Jewish system never existed. These are the stories that it never existed, but they wrote it in the Bible. And the Bible is a plagiarized book from ancient text, ancient coffin text. The reason why the book is called the coffin text is because it is being placed in coffins. And the reason why the book of the life is called the book of the dead, because they found the book of life in what? In tombs. That's why they call the book of life what? The book of death. But let me tell you, my fellow melanated people, it is time that we have to arise to our consciousness. Knowledge is power. Yeah. Anisu, Tilu, knowledge is power. Yes. So this Norse created Jesus in the 404 BC. Do you understand? Okay. After the Norse and the Nordic what? Clones and what? The Caucasians from the what? The cave mountains. Do you understand? They were clones and what? Caves. They were cavemen. They came as dragons. They were hunting us. So we first settled in what? Nubia. And Nubia was called what? Caniset, the first land. That the first black man, the first African who landed was what? Caniset, ancient Nubia. Do you understand? That is where we first landed. And these Caucasians were cloned in Europe, okay? And the last clone was what? Cloned in Egypt. Do you understand? So they started what? Infiltrating our culture. They started harvesting us. They started feeding on us. They were dragons. They started feeding on us. And they took over our land. Now Egypt is owned by what? The Arabs, whereby they are the clones of the Norse and the Nordics. They never existed. We are the red cells of Mother Nature. We moved to what? Now Mali, which was called the Ghana Empire. And now we are now existing in Ghana and Ivory Coast. We are the red cells of Mother Nature. We are the Batum. We are the red black pod of nature. Okay? Sure. So they created Jesus. Do you understand? They created Jesus, a fictional God, a crook son fiction, a fictional God who never existed before, a white God who never existed before. And they told you he was hung on what? He was hung on what? A cross. Whereby the cross is the what? The movement of the sun. Whereby in ancient Egypt, our ancestors what? Worship the sun god, Ra. Whereby the pyramids were built for the sun god. And pyra means fire. And mid means middle. Fire in the middle. There is fire within the sun. So our ancestors used to what? Worship the sun. Okay. So pyramid is coming from the word what? Pyramid. Do you understand? Or pyramid is coming from the word pyramid. Fire in the middle. The worship of the sun god. Do you understand? Whereby our sun dies. Okay. So everything or every story about Jesus is a crucified what? A crook sun fiction. It's a fiction about we melanated beings, we Afurakanus, our cult of nature. Okay, so in ancient Egypt or in ancient Caniset, our ancestors, our ancestors, our assistants, our ancestors, they worship the sun. They give reverence to the sun and the moon. It's the cycles within nature, cycles in nature. They give reverence to the moon and the sun. Okay, so the moon and the sun moves across the what? The heavens, giving us the cross. Do you understand? On 21st June, the sun becomes the most high, the longest day of the year. On 21st December, the sun becomes the lowest day of the, we have the lowest day of the year. The sun goes to die. On 21st September, the sun is moving to the southern hemisphere. On 21st March, the sun now what? Spring. Do you understand? Now, so today is 1st March. We are entering what? Spring equinox. Do you understand? We are entering what? Spring equinox. And spring equinox signifies what? The movement of the sun from the lowest hemisphere as it has been born from 25th December. When it went to the lowest hemisphere, 21st December, it spends 3 days. When it died in Capricorn, it dies. It was stained by what? It was stained by the Scorpio. Judas kissed Jesus. Do you understand? Which represent the scorpion, which represent what? Scorpio. And when the scorpion bites you, it's like what? A mouthpiece. It's like what? A kiss. So they represent that story with what? Judas kissing Jesus on the what? On the cheek, signifying what? Betrayal. Do you understand? That is why, and the scorpion bites from what? The back. So they call someone that he is your friend. When you are with him and he tries to betray you, call him backbiting. Do you understand? So Scorpio, which is the scorpion, okay, when it stings you, do you understand? It's like what? A kiss. And before the sun goes to the lowest hemisphere, it moves from what? Scorpio, before it goes towards Capricorn to go and die. So the constellation Scorpio is whereby they said Jesus was kissed by what? Judas. On the what? On the cheek is the constellation what? Scorpio, before the sun moved towards Capricorn to go and die. And it is being born in Capricorn as well. Whereby Jesus was born in the manger, 25th December, you celebrate Christmas. It's birth of the sun. Now, the sun now starts to move to the northern hemisphere. Okay, from 25th, the sun is reborn. Now it starts to move to the northern hemisphere. On 21st March, as we are in March today, 21st March, we are going to have what? Spring equinox. And the reason why we call it what? Spring equinox is because the sun has been gone to the lowest hemisphere. It has been born. It is now moving to the northern hemisphere. And now on 21st March, we have equal day, equal night. Now the sun has what? Cross over the equinox. So we call it what? The cross what? Over. Do you understand? So now the sun has been born, and Christians celebrate what? Crossover, and Jewish celebrate what? Passover. Do you understand? So Christians celebrate also Easter. Okay, the reason being that they spend or they celebrate Easter, they give reverence to the Easter on 21st March is because on 21st March the sun has what? Crossed over from the lowest hemisphere, and it has balanced itself, whereby we have what? Equal day, equal night. Okay, and it is now moving to the northern hemisphere. Okay, so we call it what? The crossover, the spring equinox, the Passover. It has passed what? Over, and it is becoming what? The most high. So during 21st March, when you look at the east, when you wake up in the morning, you see the Sirius star. Okay, and the Sirius star is whereby Christians see, or the Muslims, they used to celebrate what? Easter. And the Sirius star was called what? Lucifer. Lucifer means lose. Lu means light. Cipher means what? Bringer. So Lucifer means light bringer. Okay, the morning star. Do you understand? The eastern star. Okay, the Easter. Okay, the Esther. Okay, the oyster. Do you understand? And in ancient Assyrians, they were worshiping what? The Esther god. Do you understand? Which is the fertility god, Ishtar. Which is what? The celebration of what? The fertility god. Do you understand? Easter, oyster, Esther. Okay, the celebration of what? Fertility. Do you understand? This is whereby the Sirius star appears from the east. From what? The constellation of what? The galaxy system, the Aball. That is the Milky Way. So from 21st March, when the sun crosses what? The equinox, becoming what? The crossover, the Passover. Now the sun now move to what? Continue to move its journey to the northern hemisphere to become what? The most high. Do you understand? So Christians celebrate the Passover. Okay, it is not Jesus, it is the sun. The sun, S-O-N, is the S-U-N. Okay, so S-U-N is the S-O-N of the great Nganga, or the great supreme being. Okay, so after the celebration of what? The Easter, the Exter, the oyster, the Passover, now the sun continues to move its journey to the northern hemisphere. On 21st June, now the sun becomes the most high. Okay, and the sun becomes the most high in the constellation of what? Leo. So the the Jewish people, they call the sun what? The Lion of Judah, because Leo represents the what? Lion, or the symbol of Leo in the constellation is what? Lion. So the 12 tribes of Israel never existed. Okay, it is the movement of the sun within the 12 months of the year, within the 12 constellation of what? The atmosphere. Okay, or the galaxy system, or what? The astrological system. And within what? The 12 tribes of what? Israel is just talking about what? The constellation of what? The month and the constellation of the astrological system. Do you understand? So Leo, L-E-O, is the Lion of Judah, and Leo is a symbol of what? The lion, and Jesus is the Lion of Judah. The sun becomes what? 21st, it becomes the longest what? Or we have the longest day and the most high. Then it moves to the center of the earth on 21st June, whereby the sun becomes the most high. In Leo, the constellation of Leo, then the sun becomes what? The Lion of what? Judah. Okay, and Lion of Judah is the head of what? The Jewish system. And they are the 12 tribes. They say they call themselves the 12 tribes. They are not the 12 tribes. Okay, and on spring equinox, the sun is being born in what? Virgo. So they will tell you Jesus was born by what? A virgin. It was born on the constellation of what? Virgo on 21st March. Hereby we have spring equinox. Do you understand? The crossover, the Passover. Now after 21st June, now the sun continues to move its journey to the lowest hemisphere again. It moves to 21st September, 2nd, 22nd, 23rd September. Now it is being beaten by Judas, the keys, the betrayal, the backbiting. Now being beaten in the constellation of what? Scorpion. Judas betrayed Jesus. It goes to what? The lowest hemisphere again. The 21st what? December, the sun goes to die. And 21st December, the sun is being born. So this is the story which has never been told before. It is the story coming from our ancient cosmological truth. Africans are the real people, the real cells of Mother Nature. Okay? The Jews never existed before. Israel never existed before. Okay, it was a created and fabricated story of what? Crucifixion fiction, or the Crooksson fiction. The crucified or the crucifixion of what Jesus never existed. It's a Crooksson fiction. Fiction means something which never existed, a story that never existed. Okay, so my melanated beings, my Afuricans, if you are here, you share for everyone. Now you subscribe to Nana Birib, my YouTube channel. Then you share. Shout out to everyone. I salute every melanated person over here. Please, my fellow Afuricans, I love nature as I've been telling you. I'm in nature, okay? This is my new land. I want to have this is my new land. I want to do some planting over here, okay? I'm in nature. Okay? I'm in nature. I love nature, okay? Nature is powerful. I've been always telling you. Jesus never existed. Nature continues to exist forever and ever. Do you understand? I'm in nature. Do you understand? I'm in nature. That is you see, they are flying. The birds are flying. Okay? Powerful. The birds are flying. Because nature is powerful. Consciousness is powerful. Okay? So please, my fellow melanated beings, my fellow Afuricans, you come here, you share for every melanated person. Shout out.